Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're going to make a hidden pocket with journal space. I've been wanting to try this for quite a long time. Let me know if you've done it before. I've seen a lot of different ones on YouTube make this, and I just think it's pretty cool, so that's what we're going to do today. So if you like my video, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and check out my other ones. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Now you need two pieces of paper. And let me see. I can't remember how big I made them. They are 5.5 by 6. So it's 5.5 wide, 6 inches long. And they both have to be the same size. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and glue all 4 corners or all 4 sides together, but we're not going to glue the center. So we're just going to glue around the outside. How's everyone's day going? I was gone for a little while. Decided when I got back I better hurry up and do my video. Now I'm trying to stay close to the edge. I mean, you know, as close as reasonably possible. And then we're just going to put them together. Now there's no, I don't think there's a direction in this paper. I think it just goes all different ways. And I used this paper in a different project. I really like it. I think it's pretty. I think this is the one I said reminded me of wallpaper. So now I'm going to go ahead and ink around my edges because I have a little bit of white. I don't want to try to trim it because I don't want to make it uneven. So we can just ink it to hide the white. Turn it around and do the same thing on this side. I always thought that this would be such a hard thing to make and could never figure out how to do it. So I only seen someone, and I can't even remember who it was. I only seen someone do this the right way. So that's how I got the idea. I better hurry up and do it while I knew what I was doing. All right, so I measured 1.5 inches down from the top and made a little mark. So I'm going to cut this 1.5 inches off. And you want to make sure you keep this piece because this is the top of our pocket. Then we're going to take another piece of paper, and this one is about 4 7/8 by, let me see, about 5 5/8. Now we have to make sure that this fits in here. If I can find the open spot. Now I'm going to use this to make sure my edges are open like they're supposed to, or my Yeah, my edges are open like they're supposed to be. I don't have a longer bone folder, so this one's getting caught down in the pocket, or lost down in the pocket. So we'll go ahead and slide this in. Oh, it works, it fits, it fits, it fits. Now I'm just going to slide this over top of it to make for sure I don't have to trim anything off of this. Because this is the top of our pocket. And that's what makes the hidden journaling spot. Okay, so I have to just barely trim this off. Oh, I was excited to do this. I'm not going to trim too much. I don't have to ink that edge because it's going to be up inside of the top. So let's set this back down in here. So before you glue it all together, you want to make for sure that it fits like it's supposed to. Yes, that fits. That's better. Okay, now once it's glued down, it's not going to move all around. See how it looks on the other side. Yes, and that looks good also. Okay. So now we can take this out, and what we're going to do is we're going to glue this up inside of our lid, or the top. So I have it pretty much centered, I think. So all I'm going to do is leave it in there and add some glue. And then I'll turn it around and do the same thing. Oh, I shouldn't have done that yet. Take this up, Terry. What are you doing? Okay, give me just a second. Okay, disaster averted. I just took the paper out of the lid, cut another piece of paper, so I was glad that I had more paper, but I guess I didn't ink it. So let me ink it real quick. I guess I only thought I knew what I was doing, right? Always something. That's okay. I probably could have just cut this paper or tore it to make it fit, but I didn't want to mess it up. So before we put this in there, we're going to glue writing paper on here, and then we'll have the pretty paper around the outside. And then the back of it will also be journaling space. So let me just go ahead and ink this real quick. Okay, so now I think I will mainly use glue stick on this, and just add a little bit of glue around so it stays put. And we'll just add a little. a little. There we go. Now I seen this in a reel on Facebook. I can't remember. I can't remember who did it though. It was one of them reels that you watch. Okay, now we can put this back in there and make sure we have it pretty much even. I probably could use my noggin and measure a little bit. Okay, so I have that pretty close, so I'm going to leave it there. Now we're going to try to glue again. I moved it. I don't want to move it. I want to make for sure that I have this part here, well, throw it all around. Make sure I have this part here all glued, and then it's not sticking up away from the pocket, so it sits down in there nice and even. And I also rounded the corners of this one. Okay, I think that's better now. So let's go ahead, stick this in here and see what we got. Hopefully it fits. Isn't that cool? Well, now that's over just a little tiny bit. Well, maybe you have to jiggle it in. There. I like that. Okay. So that's our hidden pocket, and that's cool. And then all you have to do is stick it in a pocket, or you can glue the back down, or you can paper clip it in. Now we're going to go ahead and decorate the front, and all I'm going to do is put this down here, and then I have this. See, I almost think now that I need something at the top. I might need something up there, I don't know. But I'm going to put this up towards this part here. Maybe that'll help disguise that a little bit. And then I'm going to put Creativity Only Inspires. I could have that up there, but that won't look right. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this to that part. I don't think I got that quite straight. It's hard when you're not looking right over top of it. There we go. Now, of course, I'll have to put a couple gems, one on each side, and it'll look almost like the book plate. So I better glue this down first, huh? Otherwise, I might forget what I'm doing again. Now I've got to slide this down just a little bit so I can see where this is. And I think I got it. Just right, I hope. Yes. Okay. Then I'm just going to put this down here. And then I'm just going to put gems on these down here. I really didn't know what to use. Hopefully I'm up high enough. I really didn't know what to use for decorations. Except for the decorations, I was like done with the pocket and ready to go, but no decorations, so I had to come up with that. Finally figured it out last night before I went to bed. Except for the very top on the lid. I didn't figure that one out. But if I don't figure it out on the camera, I'm sure I'll figure something out to put up there. Okay, let's trim these off. And try not to cut my pocket. I think I have to add a little more glue there. Okay. Okay, I think that's all good. Now I'm going to put a gem here and a gem here, and hopefully them little dots of glue are in the center. Oh, and I stuck my finger right in it. Now, I thought I would do this one today because another project we're going to do whenever I get around to it, we're going to be doing this. And I think I probably should ink that a little bit. Because it's like you can see a little bit of white there. I don't know. But we'll have to see about that. And then down here on the bottom, I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little gems. That was supposed to be moved over farther. I didn't get my lace exactly where I wanted it to be. But we're going to go with it anyway. So one gem will just be over a little farther than it's supposed to be. And I thought with the gold in the background, the little gold gems went good with it. And if I can't figure anything else out, I can always use a gem. So see, that one's over just a little bit farther than what it should be, but I think it'll be okay. All right, now we're on the back, because we have to have something back here. And I really, really think I need to ink that. I don't know. I think I need to ink along there. On the back, we're going to do a little pocket. And it's just going to be the paper that's on the back of the writing paper. Let me put my cap in this, or on this. I'm just going to do the 3 sides. I'm just going to leave it up from the bottom a little and then from the sides. And I figured, you know. Well, see, now I'm putting a pocket on the back of it, so you wouldn't want to glue it in. I forgot about that. So, it's a floater. Okay, now we're going to have a couple little tags to go in, and this is just file folder. Cut up file folder. And I'm going to do a little stack of books and a leaf over this one. Could not come up with any idea for these tags. None whatsoever. I tried flowers and butterflies and other stuff, and just nothing did it. So, we're going to do books and coffee. And I think that's a good combination. And if you don't drink coffee, it can be books and tea. And just a little flower over top of that, because it needed something to finish it. And I just rounded the edges and inked it. And on this one, we're having coffee. And we have a little postcard up here with a heart and some dangles. So I thought that was cute. And who knows, it could be cocoa. Pretty soon it's going to be cocoa weather. But then some people say in the summertime it's too hot for coffee, and no, it's never too hot for coffee. And then we'll just put that up there. And I think these 2 cards go good together. Yeah. Someday I want to make a journal that has coffee. Or coffee and tea and cocoa. And these would look good in that journal, wouldn't they? Yes, it would. This would just really go good. Now, I didn't figure out anything for this pocket either. Now, I have to make for sure that these don't go up above my little thing. And if they do, well, you know, it's just gonna hide it anyway. So let me see if I can find something real quick. Okay, so I think I figured out what I'm gonna do. So I have this fancy little cup. As long as we're doing coffee and tea, we might as well just bring it to the front. And this is just a flower that I had cut out. Almost blends in, but then I'm going to put one of these gems in the center. The front is just going to be all gemmed up. And I guess that's okay. So let's go ahead and glue these down. Well, I didn't ink around them at all. glue around these. Okay. So now we can just go ahead and glue these down. And then we'll be almost done. I was almost afraid that this flower might blend in too much, but I don't think it will. I think it looks just fine. And then, of course, our little gem, you know, we'll just highlight it a little bit. Didn't really know I was going to use that many gems, but you just never know. So we're going to put that there. So the front looks pretty good, looks pretty flashy. And we're just going to turn it over. And we're going to put a little stack of books over here and another cup of hot beverage over here. And that'll just tie everything in together, and I think it works well. So something like that. We'll just have that cup tipped a little. Maybe I shouldn't have, but that's where it is. All right, so what do you think? I think it turned out pretty good. Except for my one little blunder, it all worked well. So we have this. And I'm not going to ink this right now, but later on I might ink along that edge. I'll have to see. So we have that journaling space, and try to put it back down in straight. And then we turn it over, and we have a couple more little tags to journal on. Oops. And that's our video for today. So let me know down in the comments if you like it, if you don't like it, if you've made them. But if you do like it, I just ask you to give me a thumbs up and check out my other ones. So until the next time, everyone, have a wonderful day and happy crafting. Bye for now.